Hey, no, oh, hey, Brad. This is Ken again, and I have been still making a little bit of progress. However, I am still confused with the skinning and the purpose of the ribbon rig right now, because currently right here is an example of the ribbon test that I have, which is just simply skinned onto the mouth. Now, the functionality is pretty solid. Like everything looks and works pretty well, and also there's like a squash, but I'm not sure like the purpose of how I'm supposed to really integrate this. Mind the skinning. The skinning on this is just an example, so it's gonna look a little bit sloppy. But what I'm curious about is I have I have these controls on this mouth. However, I don't know what the functionality for this is because this version that I have, the older version, is a hybrid of pretty much the same thing as this control, but this thing gives like kind of like what like a little bit of everything, but I don't know how to layer it correctly or how to use this ribbon rig. Like, I don't know if I want to put this ribbon rig on the main mouth or is it going to be a blend shape? And if it is going to be a blend shape, then what's the purpose of the soft mod and with the ribbon? Like, I'm kind of confused on how you want to stack it because the functionality of this is the same, which is simply like this. Another question I have is the jaw. When I actually have the jaw open. If I do connect the ribbon rig into the jaw area, it has the big problem is that the mouth doesn't the controllers tend to not really work because you would have to skin it onto something and transfer it over, and that can work like with the skin follow it, but it feels like it defeats the whole purpose. What I mean is that it's just simply adding another layer onto this, which is actually adding a little bit more weight. So I'm not really 100% sure on the functionality of the ribbon rig. I know it's awesome, it's really good, and I've actually seen some really good like tutorials on this. Like there's a snail tutorial on it, which is pretty nice. But here, let me hide the polygons. But I'm still like iffy. Like these controls are great, but if I can't actually make it follow the jaw, the purpose of this thing is a little bit not so great. So I don't know if I should make controllers like skin it onto this and then use the well, if I use the rivet, it's kind of just doing the same thing over again and it's kind of getting heavier. And I know that like if I stack multiple things on top of each other, it's gonna be really inefficient. And not only that, it's gonna do the same thing that's been already doing, just making more translations a little bit more confusing. Now, yeah, I'm kind of like struggling on this, but I'm trying to see how if like the squash controls on the side seem pretty good too, but I don't know how to layer this. Like, should I like the final question? Like the main question I have is, should I place? Is this made to be a part of a blend shape, or is this supposed to be made for the whole thing? And if it's for the whole thing, how would I connect it onto it without actually causing a big headache for myself? I have skinned it onto the controls. I have skinned the nerves in a later example. I have skinned it onto the joints inside this. However, these controllers are constraint onto these what's it called, curves, so they just still stay in place even if I curve the mouth open, and even if I curve the mouth open it kind of defeats the purpose because it's kind of just moving the upper, like, well, it's kind of just moving all of the joints where it wants to go anyways. So hopefully you can help me out on this. I'm a little bit confused. So that would be incredibly helpful. And then I think the goal for me right now is I do like no matter how great I think this rig is and how good it is, I think I might want to create a new mesh and then rebuild it again because Well, it's a good learning experience, first of all. And plus, every rig I create, I usually redo several times just to make it a little bit better because there are some things that I can't fix unless I change the mesh, and that would be pretty helpful. If you want me to do anything in particular though too, and anything that you think might help the rig that I don't really know about, or that you can give me pointers on, that would be greatly appreciated. So have a good one and take care and have a great Thanksgiving. All right? Have a good one, guys.